Greetings, everybody. I'm Kiy NY007. Thanks for tuning in. In this video, I'm going to go over some of the facts on the origin of life itself, and what it has to do with space and its connection right here on Earth. Also, some information on DNA and repairing it. Also, take a look at a video that I did previously, my first and only video on DNA, specifically ghost DNA, which is only found in Africa. Africa is known to be the land where life began. We have ancient African practices that are still done today in culture. Also, modern Africa, which we don't see much of. So when we think of Africa, we still tend to think of it in ancient times, but there are very well-developed areas throughout the continent of Africa. Also, I need to make a point, like I've done in the past. When it comes to DNA and our genealogy as Africans, the information has been very limited. Even though it's been proven Africans have the greatest genetic variation and origination. When you're hiding information that can be detrimental for health conditions, etc., it tends to hinder things. So we're having more people put in place that are here to research the truth and tell the truth. It's needed for science, but also spirituality. As you watch this video, I do have some questions that'll come up throughout. In this video, I'll go over some things that are mostly scientific, but I do want to know how you feel about science versus religions. It seems like there's a versus because there's different interpretations of our origins of life and how to live. So getting right into it, it seems that our DNA comes from outer space and always has. As of exactly a year ago from today, and recently, meteorites that have hit the Earth, coming from comets, asteroids, etc., they've been studied and they found that there are elements of life inside. There are nucleobases. And nucleobases are compounds found from DNA. And these molecules are found all throughout our solar system. Is it possible that the life building blocks in space are extraterrestrial in origin? Lots of meteorites hit Earth too throughout the year, but a lot of them are and can be found in Africa specifically, and also in Antarctica. The more land, the more you're able to visibly see things that you're looking for. According to science.org, some scientists believe rocks like Aguas Zarcas boosted life when it crashed into barren Earth way back 4.5 billion years ago. So, since studies show meteoritic nuclear bases could serve as building blocks of DNA and RNA on early Earth, do you feel that this is how we were created in the beginning? Even with modern Africans today, modern Africans have the most mutated and rare of a mutation of DNA. There is now so much DNA differences that are found in Africa that has been hard for scientists to keep up with. Another interesting fact when it has to do with NASA. NASA's astronauts have DNA mutation when they return here on Earth from space. But those mutations of DNA have not been found in egg cells nor sperm, so it's something that you will not pass on to offspring. The reason I'm bringing that up too is because it's interesting how it changes when you go to space and then when you come back, but it's not something to carry on to offspring. But yet when it hit Earth, it created offspring, apparently. It's a theory to try out. It's a theory that I'm seeing. And that was to be shared onto your offspring. It's interesting. Through some of these findings, I can't help but feel like this is closely linked to African people, Black people, deeply melanated people, and our connection with outer space. Also, there's a difference in blood type of cells. We have a white cells and our red blood cells. There is a significant difference with Black people, African people, and non-African Black people, and particularly shows up the most between Blacks and white people. I can get into that in another video. And as mentioned, we have people coming in that are here to help fill the gap that is between African studies of the genome and our genetics, so that we can get this information out and it can be shared and exchanged. When this occurs, we can help heal. There's health conditions and whatnot that goes on, but there's not enough African data to help Africans. In 1950, a meteorite hit Earth, and it fell near Murray, Kentucky, in the USA. Researchers found nucleobases in that meteorite. And again, those are compounds that help form DNA. You can find them in museums, etc. Meteorites hold elements of life. They always have held different elements that were studied prior years ago, decades ago. But just recently, they found the final two elements that help make up DNA. I'm extremely amazed by all of this. Hopefully you are too and are inspired to learn more. And as always, I'm very thankful for you tuning in to me, Kiy NY007. Now, as far as DNA repair, the background audio that is playing is a part of a frequency that is created to help repair DNA just by listening. It seems that frequencies that we hear, our bodies do interpret. There's simple things that most of us do to stay alive is get rest. That helps repair your DNA. Everyone should get some sleep, be well rested. While we sleep, our DNA automatically does some repairing. And I say some because we have to do the rest, right? With the nutrients and minerals we put in our bodies, and also other ways that we can heal. I want to go over some things that help repair DNA. And by the way, everyone has their own individual suggested amount of intake, so I cannot give you specifics. You would need to, seek your physician or your higher power deep within yourself and try to find a balance of things that you may be lacking that could help repair your DNA. Again, audio playing in the background right now helps. Okay, is believed to help. Zinc. Zinc is a crucial element for overall well-being for humans, organisms, and its genome. Vitamin C is an antioxidant that enhances genome stability. So you got your vitamin C. I think of citrus right away, things like that. Vitamin E. Vitamin E actually slows down the aging of cells. Now, we know vitamin E is good for skin and this and that, but it really does. It supposedly helps prevent aging of the cells. And when it does that, by protecting the cell membranes, and there's a shortage that can lead to cancers, infectious disease, vascular disease, things like that. So having a vitamin E helps protect those cell membranes and keeps them from aging and being more prone to types of illnesses. Just like chemotherapy, things like that. There's different things and treatments for people with cancer. And it really has to do with them needing to repair your cells, needing to repair that DNA. So there's many examples, too, of things that you can consume that help. Your lemons, honey, ginger, turmeric. Turmeric you can also put on your skin. It helps with inflammation, and that's worked for me. Okay? So some things I've researched, but a lot of it I've done and am doing now, or I wouldn't even say it. Okay? I'm only going to tell you what works. And I don't want to waste your time. Your time is valuable. That's something we don't get back. And it's very underrated how the better you use your time, how much of a difference it can make in your life and others. I was surprised to find coffee, even though I know it has a lot of benefits. Coffee is known to help repair your DNA also. And coffee has originated in Africa. And yes, they're around the world and they have different richness for your coffees. But that's something to take a note to also. So these are just some things or ways that you can help repair your DNA, and everyone should do it. We go day to day through our daily lives, etc. When do we stop and think of repairing DNA? It's something that should be done for everyone. I will have links listed below in the description of where this information came from, the various websites, etc., articles, things like that. So I would like to know your thoughts on this with meteorites hitting Earth, and we're running to collect them, and scientists are studying them, and they found the last two pieces to it for life. So I want to know some of your thoughts on it. Do you feel that science can meet some religion? Do you feel they're totally different? Some people get offended when you talk too much science. Some people get offended if you talk too much religion. Honestly, I see a common balance when you use some of each. When you're gathering information to see what makes sense. And ponder on it and keep trying with it to tap into your inner self to find the truth. The truth isn't always out there, but it is for us to seek. I think once you open yourself and try to seek it, you will find it. It's like opening the third eye. We all have that in the brain, in the back area of the skull. And it's supposedly to be a passageway to a higher elevation, a higher learning, a higher sense of self. That's what I'm working on acquiring also. I'm on a journey, and you can come with me, and we'll win. Okay? I always play for winning. And there's a lot of information that I've been asking to receive, and it's coming to me. And as it does, I want to format it and present it to you all to see how you think of it and your feelings on it, etc. Because it really seems that everything began in Africa. So I'd like to know your thoughts on that. You know, the original people being African. You know, how likely is it from a meteorite that life started? It started somewhere, you know, and it's still coming now where they're seeing it. They're even saying these rocks are alive. They have so much life in them. They're considered to be alive. So again, this is Kiy NY007. This video I went over how life began, at least part of a theory, from outer space, and then coming into Africa. And also, on Earth, we were all one land. We were all one land. And some say the Big Bang Theory came, you know, things were created. And our lands ended up being split up too. But again, everything originated in Africa. What are your thoughts on this and our connection with space? I feel like it's galactic. Black people do have a different type of frequency, and it's meant to not just be here on Earth, but it reaches outward, out towards the solar system. And we have always had a connection, and we always will have a connection like that. In some videos too coming up, I will get into the pyramids, etc. Some theories on that, theory that I have with that. As far as I do feel there's a link, possibly a link with, you know, outer space and our people here in Egypt and some other areas in Africa, and how we possibly communicated with each other. People say our hair, the curliness of the hair, has something to do with frequency also in reaching other dimensions. As a people, being built a certain way for certain life. So I'll be interested on your thoughts on that too and coming up. Always feel free to leave your thoughts in the comment section. All thoughts and opinions and facts are welcome here. Again, I'm Kiy NY007. And thanks for tuning in. And y'all take care. Peace.